Easter holidays, no children around. Fantastic. Morning, friends. I'm taking the advantage of some nice weather in the morning to take Lizzie back out. Apparently it's going to rain the rest of the week, but it's not due until I get home. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case. But later nights now. Still light in the morning, later nights. It's awesome! But I'm not here to talk about that. What I'd like to comment on is a congestion charge. So we've seen this with a scrappage scheme as well. The car scrappage scheme. Now the idea behind that was to stimulate the economy, stimulate car manufacturing. In fact, let's be honest. It was nothing to do. Let's get that low so you can hear me. It's got nothing to do with the environment. It was all to do with the recession, stimulating cars, getting growth, people spending, where the government would match £2 for a 10-year-old plus car that you'd own for a year or more. And it worked. It did. I think sales went from its lowest point and went up to something like, I can't remember the figures, 2.56 or something comes into my head, but I'm not sure if that's right. That's probably a load of bollocks. Whether that was 2.56 growth, which is the highest growth they'd seen in ages. I'm not going to quote things I don't know. Not for sure anyway. But they're going to put another congestion charge in central London. £12.50 or 12 quid, can't remember which. If you ride through central London on a bike in 2020 that's older than 2007. Now this is pitched as an environmental thing, that these new bikes have better emission policies or whatever it might be. I'm not so convinced. And the reason that I mentioned the car scrappage scheme was that a lot of people were saying that to keep a 20, 30-year-old car on the road, even if that car has emissions that are more than a new car, is still more environmentally friendly because of the pollution that goes into making the new car. And I think the same stands with bikes. You have, I mean, a lot of people keep hold of their bikes. They keep them years and years and years. By 2020, I reckon there's got to be, what, 40%, 50% of people who probably have an older bike than that. I mean, just starting out, you can't get anything major, let alone in central London with insurance. And then to charge people 12 quid for the privilege. I think that it'll make, I mean, the bikes in terms of pollution are so low in terms of what they produce and not cars, that I think that it's environmentally neutral, if not worse. There are various studies and things like this done on if it's environmentally friendly or not, based on some wacky, great, massive figures. So no one truly knows. But I still think that introducing a £12 congestion fee for bikers is taking the piss a little bit. The whole congestion fee thing was meant to be easing traffic, not lowering bloody emissions in this, is it EMZ zone or EMU? No, ultra low emission zone, whatever that acronym is. It's too early in the morning for that malarkey. Well, I mean, even so, a bike will be 13 years old by that point. My R6 is 15. I've got no want or will to get rid of that, and there are so many older bikes on the road. You take one of those Bandits, I mean a 96 to 2000 Bandit, it's cheap as chips, and people buy them for that reason. Surely we're better off, especially with bikes where it eases traffic. If their goal in London is to actually increase the amount of bikes on the road, because something like a 10% increase in bikes, or is it 5%? Oh my god, my statistics today are awful. Then you'll see a 25% drop in congestion within London. That's nuts. And all of a sudden, they're going against that. Yeah, they got 5-6 years, but in fact no, they got 5 years. Less than that. I think it's daft, personally. I don't know what others think. Well, it's all coming out to be this political nonsense because of the election in May. Even though, what did the Green Party say, the Environmental Party? That we're going to cut bike numbers or force bikes to be restricted in size? Or a load of bollocks. If their goal was to ever win votes and do something in life, they're really not going about it the right way. That is utterly ridiculous. You restrict the bike, sorry, you've got to restrict cars. And you're restricting bikes again because of the pollution amount of pollution that they give out. Sorry, have you seen how much a sports car gives out? I used to have a Mazda RX-8, 2005, I've had two of them in fact, and I was in the top bracket for tax because that thing gave up 280 grams of CO2 per cubic meter, or however they work it out. An average car these days is probably 130 or less. Even the old cars, the old 1.6 petrols or something, are probably only around 160. If you want to reduce the amount of carbon, you've got to target sports cars, not sport bikes. Again, lowering congestion, the amount of time that a bike is on the road. Another prime example, which goes with both arguments here. I could get to work, well, in fact, take this journey now. I can get to work in half an hour, in fact just under half an hour. And I know this because it's all on video and it comes up with a number every single time. 27, 28, 29 minutes generally, depending on traffic. If I took my car, which I do every now and again on Thursday because I go and play football up that way and I come home in the night, it can take me... Go on, what are you doing? No, waiting for slow ass mofo. Okay. I've been screwed over here. There we go. That'll teach me to concentrate. Where was I? In my car in the morning, to get through all this traffic, takes me 40-50 minutes easily. That means I've got another 10 minutes of engine polluting the atmosphere because of congestion. And you want to put a charge on bikes, and Green parties want to put a limit on speed, or not speed, on the power of a bike to reduce emissions and all the rest of it. Sorry, their argument for me just doesn't stand. I know most of us are probably going to think exactly the same because we're bikers and we don't want to pay the charge. A little bit biased, shall we say. So it'll be interesting to hear what everyone's views are. Yeah, if you've got any thoughts, opinions, you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of jazz. Hello Doggy, he looks happy. And don't forget to check out the one that I put up on Sunday about upcoming stag do survival tips needed. Thanks to the couple of people who pointed out that I had half an hour's worth of black space at the end of it, so I'm re-uploading that as we speak. But anyway guys, again, like, comment, subscribe, ride safe, hamster out.